the company's name is Arbo Air. Now, Arbo Air are leveraging high-resolution drone imagery and advanced AI algorithms to digitize forests, offering detailed data and decision support. Forests, so important for our water supply, for our air supply, for our ecosystem supply. Underrated, and you know, Spain has a lot of great forests, particularly up north. My dear friends, we are delighted to welcome the CEO of Arbo Air to the stage. Give him a huge round of applause. It's the first pitch. Give it up for Marcus Druge. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know that you don't really care about sustainability, but I built the next best thing, a money-making machine that solves sustainability issues. Hello, everyone. My name is Marcus Druge from Arbo Air, and today I'll talk about how we can maximize the value of the world's 3 trillion trees. I inherited 1,000 hectares of forest in Scandinavia. And the first thing I did were to put on my sturdiest boots and walk out in that forest trying to understand what to do with it all. Our customers, some of the biggest forest companies in Europe, says that our solution increased productivity by at least 30%. So, my estate is valued at 3.4 million euros. And if I can increase that by 30% with the press of a button, I'm a happy man, right? So, there are millions of hectares in the forest industry being mismanaged, leading to environmental degradation and biodiversity loss. An external audit confirmed that our solution has the potential to save 4% of global carbon emissions. How does it work? Yeah, first, you collect the data, you upload it, you get the results, and then you're ready to making money. Our advantage is that we can handle vast areas of woodlands with low-resolution data for strategical planning, and with high-resolution data, we can do it for operational planning. And if you're an arborist, you can use a field app, walking out in the forest, getting tree information on every tree, covering tens of thousands of hectares daily at a good price. Okay, so now to the numbers. 300% increase in sales last year, 1.5 million in order intake this year, 60% customer yearly value, large customers, a lot of SaaS going into this, and a good annual recurring revenue. But why are we growing then? Yeah, it's because that the forest industry in some years will have autonomous vehicles everywhere. And they need this kind of data, high-precision data, to steer those machines. And if you believe that 3 trillion trees can be managed in a more profitable way, connect with me on LinkedIn, call me, do anything, grab me for a cerveza or something. I'm all yours. Thank you.
My dear friends, give it up for Marcus Druge. Thank you. Jättebra, jättebra.
Tack så mycket.
Varsågod. Okay, my friends, do we have any questions there? Yes, straight away. And our mic athletes are coming over. Love it. Thank you.
Hi, thank you very much for the presentation. I'm really struggling here to see how you can compete with satellite images because they are really precise, and how you can compete with them. Because the business model, I don't understand. Could you explain me why it's better to go to Arbo Air rather than getting images from that satellite?
Oh, great question. So, like, how can we compete with satellite imagery, right? We don't compete. We use satellite imagery, but then you can just get low-resolution result. But if we use high-resolution imagery, like drones with a pixel size of like 1 centimeter on the ground, then we can estimate like everything, what kind of tree species there are, if there is any danger to it, if it's bark beetles or diseases, fungus, something. Then we can see like straight into the core of what's happening and how to handle it. Yeah.
Your thing is the precision of the satellite, right? If you have a satellite that is not capable of having your precision, it's okay. But as soon as you have a satellite that is capable of doing that, it's over, right?
No, like we don't collect images. We don't collect any data. We just train AIs. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. We have 20 seconds on the clock. I don't think that, yes, a really quick question and a really quick answer, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just to be fair to all, yeah, the microphone's there, good. Microphone on? Go, go, go. No, no microphone. Do you want to shout and I'll repeat it? And we'll give you extra time. It's okay, just shout your question and I'll repeat it.
No, I just wanted to what's your solution? Sorry.
Okay.
What is the differential your solution brings to the market with respect to other companies in the same field?
What's the USP? What's the difference to other solutions in the market? Quick answer.
Oh, okay. This is the thing that if you're an AI company, the best thing to take the market, or be the best one, is to have the most training data, right? That's the winning concept. So I really early on saw that that's the problem here. So I started a synthetic data engine, building all the training data in Unreal Engine, if you know. And so we can just customize all the data and training on every kind of problem there is in the forest. Okay. And that's really, really hard.
I'm sorry to cut you off. We got to keep things fair. My dear friends, tack some again. Brilliant. Let's save the forest. I love it. Thank you so much. Give it up for Marcus Druge. Awesome. Okay, our judges are sharing their thoughts in their magical tablets on the table. The thoughts are going up to the cloud, and the cloud will spit out a winner. I like that. I like the idea that nature has intrinsic value, but of course, to make all this good stuff happen, we do need to direct the money in the right way, and that means sustainable business. So this is what we're about. My dear friends, our next company is again from Sweden. Beautiful, beautiful Sweden. I love Sweden to bits. The company's name is Green 14, and they have a new process to produce high purity silicon via the use of hydrogen plasma. So very interesting stuff, very advanced, and we're delighted to welcome their CEO. He's based in Sweden, he's from Australia, so that's kind of the best of both worlds. Sweden for most of the year, Australia for the end of the year, those kind of cold months in Sweden. Well sorted, sir. My dear friends, please join me in welcoming to the stage the CEO of Green 14. Give it up for Adam Podgorski. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Adam Podgorski, CEO at Green 14, and we are decarbonizing silicon production. So what does that mean? I started my career as a solar engineer, frustrated to see the emissions in the supply chain of a green technology like solar panels. So we're building a clean silicon value chain, modernizing silicon production by cutting emissions by 95% with modular deployment to ensure a steady supply of critical raw materials for the green transition. So what do? It's best described as throwing sand into a rocket engine and collecting silicon, hyperpure silicon at the other end. So we have been running feasibility studies for the last 2 years on our process, and now we are building our pilot at KTH, the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm, for a 5 kilogram per hour pilot, around which we've filed for 2 patents. We're filing for 5 more. We have 5 letters of intent with key customers in the solar and battery value chains in Europe and the US. And we have a collaboration agreement with the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm. And to date, we've raised 3.5 million euros, 1.5 of which, as of this week, is from the Swedish government themselves. Transforming a value chain like this requires a groundswell of legislative support. So we're supported by the CHIPS Act in the US, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, the European Chips Act, and the Net Zero Industry Act, and the Critical Raw Materials Act. The 3 value chains that we focus on are big markets, each with their own growth drivers. There's high purity silicon for solar panels and for semiconductors, and then also silane gas, silicon gas, for the battery industry. 2024 is a big year for us where we run our pilots, send those samples off to customers to progress toward our demo line, for which we have an offtake with that customer, and we build that demo line with that customer, to form the blueprint and the modular deployment line for the eventual gigafactory. And so it goes pilot, demo, factory, and some of these activities occur in parallel. And the Iberian Peninsula is also an interesting place for us to eventually set up a factory. Our team consists of heavyweights in the Nordics from the metallurgy, silicon, and solar spaces, as well as academia across Sweden and Norway. And our engineering team is focused on getting our R&D process running like a Formula One team for each and every test. Our call to action today is to raise awareness both in public and private sectors for the gap in the critical raw materials supply chain. We can see a big gap in the center where Europe should be. We see a big bubble for China with volume and diversity, and we need to compete both on cost and emissions through innovation. 605 million tons of carbon emissions is the abatement potential for the silicon market only, but we can also apply this across the board for hydrogen plasma processing for metals in general. Thank you for your time.
All right, my dear friends, you can't see it from out there, but that plane was landed exactly on 3 minutes, so bonus points there. Do we have any questions from our esteemed panel of judges? Any questions? Yes, straight away, and we have our wonderful mic athletes coming to your right now.
Yes, hello, thank you for the presentation. Very interesting. I was reading here that you need a huge amount of money, $1.5 billion dollars so you are able to build your factory, no? So who are going to be your investors, or where are you going to apply for this funding?
So the 1.5 I said was the million for the pilot, but the factory eventually is it's around, for 25 kilotons, it's around 1.4 billion US dollars. So that's done on a licensing to the SPV model, where you have a vehicle where it's a debt equity vehicle. So the investors would be growth equity, private equity, and then also European Investment Bank and stuff like that.
All right, great question. Do we have another questions? Any more questions? Yes, straight away, lovely. And again, our mic athletes are on point.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I had just one question. Do you have your own laboratory for the pilot, or are you collaborating with any university? Or?
So we rent space from the university. It's a big reactor hall, and that's in central Stockholm.
Fabulous. Those are the two questions. My dear friends, please join me in thanking Adam Podgorski from Green 14. Thank you. Tack så mycket. Impressive stuff. And as I said earlier, I mean, this is not a decision I would be able to make. I just want to give everyone all the points for all the entrants. But this is why the judges are here. They're experts. They can see the nuance. They can see the product market fit. They can see the impact. So they're sending their thoughts to the cloud, and we're going to move on to our next startup. Our next company is based in Sweden, but our presenter is their global sales director. He is from Mexico, and he's based in Barcelona. So two wonderful places there. Mexico, home of the best food on the planet, don't at me. So Ignacia AB, or Ignacia, like ignition, Ignicia AB, is democratizing weather intelligence by producing superior weather forecasts and alerts tailored for tropical and subtropical climates, including regions with sparse weather stations and sparse weather station data like Brazil, India, and Nigeria. So this is really important stuff. We are delighted to have the Global Sales Director of Ignicia. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Andres Espinosa. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Andres Espinosa. I am from Mexico, and today I'm going to talk to you about how basically weather forecasting in the tropics currently sucks, or is just the service is not available. But first, a bit about who we are. Ignicia is a Swedish science-based startup with an impact reporting governance structure, and we have a vision to improve the livelihoods of people across the agribusiness supply chain, starting with smallholder farmers in the tropics, all 500 million of them. How are we unique? Well, Ignicia is a weather forecasting service specialized in tropical physics. This means that we have our forecasting model, which is tailor-made for the tropics. With this model, we produce our own historical data sets, which are best in class in the industry, and we also have 10 years of experience in translating weather forecasting information into products and tools that people, and farmers specifically, actually use on a day-to-day basis. We focus on the problem of extreme weather events becoming increasingly common and increasingly dangerous. In 2023, 30,000 people died as a direct cause of an extreme weather instance. We solve the problem, or we bring a solution to the problem of poor quality forecasting data in the tropics today. We do so by applying our forecasting model, which has a better accuracy rate than our competitors and also a much higher resolution of the forecast. This means that we're in the business of selling weather forecasting information, which comes in basically two families. Weather alerts for all, there will be a thunderstorm coming in the next 3 hours, or climate-smart advisories for agriculture. Today is sunny, it is a good idea to plant your seeds. We are able to distribute this information across, well, omni-channel basically, in a timely and understandable way. The idea is that the farmer understands what's being said and is able to act on it, regardless of its profile, of their profile, or their location in the globe. We are here because we would really like to replicate the success that we've had in Africa when we partnered with mobile network operators to bring our service to the smallholder farmer population. In Africa, this service, which consists of a weekly service, a weekly weather forecast, which is paid for with airtime credit, has a 3 million monthly recurring subscription user base across 9 countries in Africa, and is growing, and is showing a surprising and encouraging low churn rate of 4%. We are here because we believe that this model can be replicated, particularly with the finance industries, to bring value-added services to farmers, this time not only smallholder farmers in Africa, but farmers of all sizes across the globe. Yeah, thank you very much. That's what I wanted to say. Happy to have any questions.
Andres Espinosa, good man, fantastic. Initia, reaching 3 million subscribers, making a big impact, but what do our judges think? Do we have any questions from our esteemed front row? Now, they are thinking, they're putting, yes, indeed, thank you, buddy.
Thank you very much for your presentation. How your company undertake the challenge of the absence of real data information in order to provide a precise forecast?
We purchase satellite imagery and then apply our model to produce our own forecasting data. With our data and with our AI techniques that we apply to it, it's the equivalent of having a network of radio stations on the ground. So that's the innovation, basically.
Excellent question. Thank you very much. Do we have another question from the front row? We've got one more question up for grabs. Yes, indeed. Straight away. Thank you. OK, the mic is coming your way. We're having a team-building exercise amongst the judges, helped by our wonderful mic athlete.
Thank you. Congratulations for the project and the presentation.
Thank you.
You have focused on the agricultural business. Have you thought of going into other verticals, energy, things like that?
We know weather information is applicable to all verticals, but us being an impact startup and with an impact governance structure, we have to focus on those verticals that are kind of aligned with ESG and so on. So that's agriculture. That's why it's the first one, agriculture. Okay. But yes, it's applicable to all the verticals.
Thank you.
Fabulous. 2 on-point questions from the judges, but of course, we would expect nothing less. My dear friends, I'm sorry, we have no more time. Do reach out and ask any more questions directly to our brilliant pitcher. Give it up for Andres from Ignitia. Thank you. All right, and again, you see there why the front row is populated by the brilliant people that we have here. Excellent questions. And, you know, these pitches, it's not just about the winning, it is about impressing the judges and maybe some potential partners, employees, employers, investors, etc., mentors in the audience. So, you know, these 3 minutes here, it's about obviously winning the category, winning the grand prize, but it's also about making that good impression and creating those links with the amazing South Summit community. Now, speaking of which, we are now going to move on to our next pitcher, and the company name is Canara. They are from Spain, indeed the Canary Islands. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful place. Food, people, lovely. Tick, tick, tick. Now, Canara is all about turning natural plant cells into biofactories for a sustainable production without a plant. Sounds fascinating, and we're about to find out all about them from their CEO and co-founder. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Leopoldo Machado. Thank you. Bienvenidos.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you, Leopoldo.
That's it. Good morning. My name is Leopoldo Machado. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Canara, where we turn natural plant cells into biofactories. The hard truth is that producing plant compounds is a pain in the neck. For example, for rosemary, we need 2,000 square meters to produce 200 bottles of rosemary shampoo extract. And so massive crops brings risky challenges, like the variability on the compound concentration, pollution consequences, and the limited adaptability to the higher demand. You may be thinking that there are other ways to produce these compounds, such as synthetic biology. But these methods only can produce one compound, one compound at a time, leaving all the rest of the compounds of a plant that the most of nutraceutical and cosmetic companies need for their products. In Canara, we grow cells instead of plants. We take the leaf from the plant and we place it in vitro. Then we turn it into mother cells and we select the most productive ones. And finally, we put the cells to work in our modular bioreactors, achieving 70% reductions of CO2 emissions, avoiding ground contamination and using 1% of the space that the conventional crops need, saving 90% of water, and we are non-GMO. Our business model is based on the B2B sales of the substance that we produce, and we have achieved our MVP producing a full spectrum of fruits and medicinal plants. This is all thanks to our great team, which includes Serial Entrepreneurs Award by the MIT, PhDs in biotech, engineers, and experts in business development. Also, we have a great advisory board where we can find innovation directors of pharmaceutical companies. And we want to grow. The market of plant substances is worth 13 trillion. And the target is to scale up our current capabilities from 1 liter to 50 liters in 3 varieties by the end of 2026. We want to thank South Summit for having us here, and we hope you join us into turning natural plant cells into sustainable biofactories. Thank you very much.
Leopoldo, fantastic. Muy bien. And you brought that in well within time. That very smooth, muy suave. But what did our judges think? I mean, there's a lot of hashtag TIL moments for me today. Today I learned about that. Wow. Do our judges have any questions? Any questions for Leopoldo? Any questions for Canara? Any questions at all? We have a thoughtful panel of judges. No questions yet. It is very possible. Yes, indeed. We have a question from a man who always brings great questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Do you have any patent on that is available for the investors?
Not now. In our process, we make unique composition compounds, so we can patent every compound we produce. We are doing the IP research to start the first patent, to register the first patent this year. Thank you very much.
What a great question. Fantastic. Thank you, as always. Do we have any more questions? Any more questions? Going once. I'm looking at the front row. I'm hoping I don't miss anyone. Going twice. That is all the questions we have, and that was a really good one. My dear friends, please join me in showing your appreciation to Leopoldo from Canara. Thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias.
Yeah. Well done. Brilliant. All right, my friends, this is exciting stuff. I'm learning so much. I mean, I'm admittedly starting from a much lower baseline than most people in the room, but really, I find it fascinating and invigorating to meet all these brilliant people who are coming up with new solutions and visions to help the planet and to help us with climate change. Now, our next startup, speaking of which, is a fascinating company called Kreos Space. Clues in the name. Now, Kreos Space develops the first fully electrical propulsion systems for satellites, enabling a new region of very low Earth orbits. This is a big deal. I'm on a Starlink in the middle of our forest with our solar panels and the off-grid life, and it's really valuable, and this is such a hot space. Excuse the pun. We are delighted to welcome to the stage their CEO of Creos Space. Please join me in welcoming Adrián Senar Tejedor. Thank you. Muy bien.
I'm here to present the future of space. I'm Adrián, CEO and co-founder of Creos Space. Satellites currently in orbit are placed above 500 kilometers. By lowering them to 200, we would cut down the cost to the half and improve up to 16 times the resolution of Earth observation images and telecommunication data transmission. Unfortunately, this is currently impossible to do, since below 500 kilometers, there are still remaining traces of Earth from the atmosphere, which makes the satellites fall really fast. At 500 kilometers, they last up to 10 years in orbit. At 200, less than a week, implying a huge cost for the satellite operating companies. That's exactly where Creos Space comes in, proposing the first all-electrical propulsion system for satellites, which only uses air and solar energy. This technology will allow the satellites to establish at 200 kilometers thanks to removing the need for fuel on board, opening up a huge new market for the space industry. We have been the first company in Europe to validate experimentally the two main parts of the system, and we already have more than 200 million euros in future sales as letters of intent and MOUs from the space industry, as well as strategic alliances with the main partners of the field, demonstrating the need to implement our solution. We are the most complete founding team for this project, being 6 aerospace engineers, all of us with masters and relevant expertise in all the different fields of this project. And we also have a broad advisory board, counting with top members from the European Space Agency and the biggest companies in these fields. The new space has completely changed the rules, starting a new golden era for the space sector. In just 15 years, we have gone from 100 satellite launches per year to over 10,000, leaving a total market of over 100 billion euros per year by 2032 for our technology. Due to this potential, we are not the only ones developing it, but we are the ones with the best results. Nevertheless, we need to keep pushing forward in order to be the first ones to get into the market, in order to capture as much value as possible. And we will do so by 2026, time by which we will do the in-orbit demonstration of this technology. To do so, we are currently raising our 5 million euros seed round, which will be complemented with non-dilutive public funding. So if there's an investor willing to invest into the future of space, please contact me. We are Creos Space, and we are here to get the space a step closer. Thank you very much.
Muy bien, Creos Space, the final frontier. There you have it. You'll notice my little pin badge here. I got this from a dude from NASA last week. I'm a big fan. But what did our judges think? Do we have any questions about the final frontier? Any questions about space? Any questions about Creos Space? I'm going to do my yes, good man, straight away. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrián. Yes, my question is, so I guess you are competing on one side with traditional satellites that are increasing the resolution of the images, and on the other side, those companies that are treating the images with algorithms to increase the resolution. How are you going to compete with these two businesses? Because they are improving and improving, so what are your strategy to compete with them?
For sure. We do not compete with them. We join our value. I mean, if they are able to improve the cameras and the satellites, just by getting closer to the Earth, they would be able to improve it even more, being able to get to more precise images with better resolution, and also to new markets thanks to this improvement in resolution. So it's a win-win for both of us.
Great question. Thank you very much indeed. And we have another question straight away over here. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. I had just one question. At which stage are you working with this system? Have you already launched any satellite so as to make these proofs, or?
No, we have validated this in laboratory environment in the University of Stuttgart and in the laboratory from the European Space Agency, and we are aiming to launch it into orbit by 2026.
Great question. And those are the two questions gone, my friends. My dear amigos, give it up for Adrian from Cryospace. Thank you. Thank you. All right, again, I would like everyone to win, but that's why I'm here and I'm not in the front row. These judges have a very difficult choice. They are marking all of our pictures on those 5 criteria. We hope you're playing along at home and on the live stream. Remember to share the love, #SouthSummit24, and many filters if you're sharing anything with me in it, por favor. Okay, we're going to move on to our next very exciting startup. You're about to meet the most stylish pitcher, I promise you, that you will meet today. The company is called Resovo, and they provide a B2B SaaS platform for circularity in the fashion industry. They are from Spain. She is based in Barcelona. We are very honored to welcome the CEO of Resovo to the stage. Give a huge fashionable welcome for Mónica Rodríguez Corral. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mónica Rodríguez and I've been working in the fashion industry for over 10 years now. I've spent the last 3 dedicated to circular economy. And why? Because it absolutely blows my mind the inefficiencies you can see in the value chain in terms of the planet and the bottom line. Over 92 million tons of textile waste is generated by the fashion industry each year. 12% of these are raw materials that are sitting in warehouses. And this, for example, for a tier 1 company, it's valued over 10 million euros. But now regulation does not allow this, and managing textile waste is not an option. In Resovo, we believe that it's not waste until we waste it. So this is why we have created a B2B SaaS platform for efficient management of raw materials, dead stocks, and finished garments. Circularity made easy, we say. And how does this work? Well, we have themes for internal reusing where we digitalize all the materials and we create a library of the warehouse a company has. If the materials cannot be reused, it can be sold and other companies can buy them at Resovo Marketplace. And then the third option is recycling. We match the type of waste with the best recycling facility. We're super encouraged in helping companies measure the waste reduction, the money, and the impact. Over more than 800 buyer brands from across 15 different countries are buying our clients' leftovers at Resovo Marketplace. Who is our client? Major brands, major international brands like Hugo Boss or Loewe, and textile suppliers. The opportunity is very big. The circular economy market goes up to 700 billion in 2026. And our business model is subscription-based, but we also charge a commission per transaction to the seller on the marketplace. Here are our competitors from Europe and the US. And our traction so far, we have 60% international clients, 800 buyers in the platform, and 80 sellers. Our impact, we have recovered 1.8 meters of fabric and saved 22 million liters of water. Our ambition is very big because we have a bold vision of generate positive impact at scale. We are a team of individuals super driven into solving this big problem, covering all areas, technology, marketing, sales, and operations. We are Resovo, and we're powering circular solutions for the fashion industry. Thank you.
Well, gracias, Mónica. Muy suave. That was Resovo. Absolutely brilliant. Many liters of water being saved right there. Good stuff. Like the data. Do we have any questions from the front row? Any questions at all? Just fire your hand up for a question for Mónica from Resovo. Now, it could be that the questions have all been answered. I'd like to give a little bit of extra time, just in case the judges are thinking about that question. We're going to say going once, going twice. And ladies and gents of the jury, no further questions for Resovo. Give it up for Mónica Rodríguez Corral. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you. Great stuff, my goodness. And indeed, not an easy choice for the judges. Remember to share the love, use the hashtag SouthSummit24. And speaking of which, my name's Oisin Lunny. It's a crazy old Irish name, so it's obviously spelled completely different to what you hear. That's just how we roll with Irish names. If you want to find me on LinkedIn, I'm in the agenda somewhere, but you'd spell it Oisin Lunny. I'm very happy to connect with you. My personal motto is ABC, always be connecting, and that's exactly what I love to do. Let's build this South Summit ecosystem and make a better future for all of us. Right, speaking of which, we are going to move on right now to our next startup, and they are called Sunthalpi, and they are from beautiful Spain, a country I'm very privileged to call my home. And Sunthalpi provide radiant heating and cooling solutions to turn buildings into positive energy hubs and reduce the environmental footprint of AI data centers. This is a hot topic, my friends, and we are delighted to welcome the CTO of Sunthalpi to the stage. Please join me in welcoming Raul Del Coso. Raul.
Thank you.
Nice.
Hello, good morning. At Sunthalpi, we're redefining heating and cooling of buildings, providing the best comfort, sustainability, and lower cost. The problem with radiators is that they overheat air. They produce hot head and cold feet. Air condition blows dry, cold air, which is very uncomfortable. Both systems are very inefficient and move dust around, which is unhealthy. They are also ugly and bulky. Space heating is the main energy consumption of homes in Europe. And the problem is that traditional radiators with heat pumps won't work to reduce these 28% CO2 emissions of buildings. Our products, which are modular radiant panels, provide energy efficiencies up to 250% and provide a temperature uniformity in the room. They are thin, lighter, and more cost-effective than alternatives, and they're perfect for new buildings and renovations. They provide energy savings up to 90%. They are setting a new standard of healthy, sustainable, and affordable living. They are designed for easy installation and architectural integration. We are positioned to get a large market share of the heating and cooling market because our products provide more comfort and are more efficient than alternatives like radiators and air conditioning. We have adopted a B2B2C business model with key agreements with distributors and installers, and we're scaling up production through industrial automation. We have agreements with very large companies, such as Alucoil, Ecoforest, and Saint-Gobain Group. Our revenue is growing now exponentially, and we have reached cash flow break-even this quarter. Since our founding, we have developed the first 100 solar off-grid house in Atlantic climate. We have grown our team to 12 talented people. We have 2 granted patents. We have raised 1.7 million in funding, and our products are installed in more than 40 buildings, including this building, which is in Calle Orense, near Madrid. We have also a pipeline of innovations. In particular, we have a project for data center cooling that reduces energy up to 90%. So we would like you to join us as collaborators, investors, clients, to make the world a better and more sustainable place. We have plans to expand our commercial activities, scale up production through automation, and increase and improve our organizational structure. Thank you very much.
Raul Del Coso landing that smoothly, 10 seconds, 10 luxurious seconds indeed, ahead of time. But what did our judges think? Do we have a question straight away? Yes, indeed. Just behind you there. On the other side? There, we got our mic athletes ready, born ready.
Hello, great pitch. Jorge from Cepsa. What are you going to do with the money that you're asking for?
Would say at the end, we needed to expand our commercial initiatives to do pre-sales and post-sales support to installers. We need to automate our production. Now we have a semi-automated production, so we need to increase our production and automate it. And we need also to increase the size of our team.
Great, thanks.
Great question. Another question straight away from a man. Brilliant.
Hello, thank you for the presentation. Alexei from Adara here. Could you expand on the data center opportunity?
Sorry, I didn't understand you.
Could you expand on the data center opportunity?
I don't understand, sorry.
Okay, could you expand on the data center opportunity?
Ah, data center, sorry.
The acoustics are a bit funny up here sometimes.
Yeah. In data center, yeah, we are using the same system to cool data servers in data centers with liquid only on the upper part. So liquid doesn't go inside. So it's an alternative to immersive cooling and direct liquid cooling. And it's simpler and more, simpler and more cost effective. And the thing is that it reduces energy, so the capex for cooling in 50% and the energy in 90%. So we have made tests in the last year and have just signed last week an agreement with a large engineering company which is doing cooling of data centers to develop the product.
Thank you so much.
Great questions. Thank you so much. And that is the 2 questions all done. Give it up, my friends, for Raul Del Coso from Santalpi. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias. Brilliant. All right, as our judges send the scores from their magical tablets to the South Summit mothership, all of the marks will be calculated. Just a reminder, make sure you've installed the South Summit app on the smartphone of your choice because you can connect with every single delegate at this summit. It is some great stuff in there. All the details of all the parties, you need it in your life, trust me. Okay, we're going to move immediately on with our next startup. We are getting to the grand finale. This is the penultimate picture. The company is called Calido. They are from beautiful Spain, and they are actually based here in Madrid, and they manufacture here in Madrid. And they are already a leader in thermal solutions for energy efficiency and sustainability. So my dear friends, please join me in giving a very warm welcome to the stage for the CEO of Calido. Give it up for Rafael Anson. Thank you.
Good morning. I hope you are enjoying a wonderful South Summit. I am Rafael Anson, founder and CEO of Calido. Let's talk about heat. For the last 20 years, climate change has been in our heads and transforming our lives. However, heat has always been left behind, and it still is. And this is very surprising because, as we can see, heat is by far the biggest energy demand we have on the planet. Electricity has been completely turned around using clean CO2-free technologies. Trillions of dollars have been invested, and the competition is fierce. Heat, however, it's still a relatively small market for clean solutions, and usually is run using antiquated hardware. For example, heat pumps that use old technology with very limited temperature capabilities. At Calido, we want to be the clean solar thermal energy company. To achieve this, we must have a portfolio of different technologies, including some electric-based systems. Our first in-house developed product is the SunSpin, a 2-axis solar concentrator, scalable and built with sustainable and recyclable materials, glass, steel, and aluminum only, and very easy to deploy thanks to our past experience in the solar PV industry. We can even install it on rooftops. Our system is the only 2-axis mirror-based commercial system in the market today. And this is important because this layout is theoretically and practically the most efficient design on the market. In Madrid, at 80 to 100 degrees Celsius, we can triple the output of standard solar collectors per surface area. This, coupled with our very cost-effective solution, means we can today, at low scale, generate heat at 20 euros per megawatt hour, less than half of natural gas and a fifth of propane or diesel, even with a small scale. Our business plan is based on project. We want to be a one-stop shop solution for our customers' energy need. To achieve this, first, we are starting deployments based on our SunSpin product and adding EPC and O&M services. But we will be introducing new products, both third-party or self-developed. We are already working on thermal storage and specialized heat pumps. With over 1,000 units deployed, we are finished with the startup phase. We are ready to scale up. 2023 was our first positive EBITDA year. 2024, we have a 1.8 million contract signed and finance pre-approved by Black Pearl Capital here in Madrid. And in 2025, we will integrate our solution in the biomass biomethane industry. This is why we are looking for investors that are willing to take an active position in Cálido to bring it to the bright future we see ahead. Thank you very much for your time.
Muy bien, muy bien. Good stuff. Okay, using every one of those 3 minutes down to the last seconds. But what did our judges think? We have questions straight away. Oh, the mic on? Sorry, yes. We like to keep our judges on the toes by deactivating the mic. Good man, there you go.
I think we are all aware about the necessity of the electrification for the energy transition. But at the end, almost 30% of our emissions comes from the heat industry. Can you give us some examples on the type of industries that you can help to decarbonize?
Yes, of course. Because we are starting in Spain, the obvious choice, because we are very strong, is the food and beverage industry. Almost anything we eat has to go through a heat process. Pasteurization, cooking, cleaning, washing, everything goes through heat. So that's our first focus. We are also doing a lot in waste treatment from these processes. So we are helping to clean waste products from pig farms, waste products for biogas, waste products for other industries. So this is our main thing, but pharma, hotels, hospitals, the business is almost unlimited.
Thank you.
What a great question. And we have another question. Right, thank you.
Congratulations for your presentation. Where does your solution stands out competing with conventional concentrators? Is it in the hardware or is it in the software?
So conventional concentrator was always designed to produce power. So they are designed to obtain very high temperatures and be cost-effective, although they are not, at generating 400-500 degrees to then create a steam to then move a turbine. Our system is designed for the ground up for low-temperature heat for industry. So we work from up to 160 degrees Celsius. We don't think solar is efficient after that because of thermal losses in the field. So this is a ground-up design for specifically this product. Usually, they convert the old parabolic trough or towers to lower the temperature, and they are more expensive.
Okay, I'm so sorry. We do actually have to keep an eye on the question time as well to keep it fair to everybody. But that was brilliant. And I know we have some questions from the audience. They're going to be reaching out on LinkedIn to drop them your way. My dear friends, please join me in thanking Rafael from Cálido. Thank you. All right, exciting times. Our next pitcher is Therminer. They're going to make heat cool. This is fascinating stuff. I think every one of these companies should win the grand prize, but that's why I'm not a judge. We're delighted to welcome our next pitcher to the stage. They are based in Soria in northern Spain, and Therminer is a technology company that uses the heat dissipated by computer servers in data centers for heating and hot water in homes and heat processes in the industry. So all of these pictures we're seeing are different pieces of the jigsaw that we all need to put together. My dear friends, we are delighted to welcome to the stage the CEO and co-founder of Therminer. Give a very warm welcome. It's the last picture. Give it up for Gonzalo Garcia.
Today, I came here to explain you how Therminer makes heat cool. Because have you ever thought about the benefits of using a server as a heater? I bet you all have felt the warmth from your laptop on your legs. Now, imagine large data centers, large number of servers, increasingly more and more powerful. This releases so much excess heat every day that it's just being wasted, instead of reused for many applications in our daily life. Therminer comes to put an end to such waste. We've developed these custom white boxes that can host servers inside and transform all the heat released into hot water. Our e-boilers, same result than a regular boiler, but using servers' waste heat. And we can place them wherever we want to. A heated pool, your house, or Amanda's house. Wait, it's a match. A server has found a host, and Amanda's got servers' free heat. Our vision is to become the first world marketplace matching servers with heat consumers. Do you think we are crazy? Some others have realized we are not. Therminer follows the same principles to market, but starts by helping families to pay zero on their heating bills. Why single-family homes? Well, it saves them money, removes the use of gas, and our e-boilers are so easy to install there. The results? Proven. Customers paying zero on their heating bills and 70% of emissions saved. And the best, in Spain alone, we could be reaching more than 2 million houses. We are a sustainable business, but also importantly, a profitable business. So how do we make money? We have two sources of income. An installment fee of 6,000 euros, which we cover already the deployment cost. And then to maintain the pods, which are 250 euros every year. Remember the 2 million houses all in Spain? That means more than 1.2 billion in revenue just by selling our e-boilers. A growing business with more than 1.6 million in pipeline right now that is helping us to achieve our goals by the end of 2024. And we also want to share it with the world to keep increasing our team, our partners, and our happy customers. 3 years ago, we were just a few dreamers, but now the competition keeps growing. And that's why we are not investing time only in a great e-boiler technology, but also develop a great management system that can easily maintain them all from a single control center. A team with experience helping customers to deploy private cloud infrastructure, running our own servers, and analyzing companies in business firms, but also backed up by our trusted advisors. We are Therminer, and we are enabling a real win-win marketplace for heat consumers and servers that produce that heat, making heat cool. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, finishing on a high note, Therminer are going to make heat cool, but what did our judges think? Do we have any final questions from our esteemed front row for Gonzalo? Does Gonzalo have to answer any more questions, or maybe all of the data was right there in the deck? I'm going to say it one last time. Going once, do we have a question? Yes, indeed we do. That's a question. Okay, yes, indeed. Thank you, Abba.
Can you explain us a little bit on the energy balance between the electrical consumption of the computer and the heat thermal energy that you reduce in an installation?
Okay, so basically our efficiency is up to 92%. Basically 1 kilowatt of electricity, we transform it in 0.92 of kilowatts of thermal electricity.
All right, great question, thank you. And we have one more, the last question, there you go. Oh, sorry, we need the mic on, my friends in the sound booth.
Now? Okay.
Yes, muy bien.
My question is regarding in terms of the heat consumption use cases. So as there are like different verticals, I don't know in terms of go-to-market if you are focusing in certain verticals in order for the short-term or long-term clients and use cases.
Yeah, that's a great question because actually the appliances are many. But right now we are also focused, and that's why I explained about our houses, on single-family homes. Basically, our business model here is a B2B2C model, right? We are working, for instance, with our partners. Our partners are the ones actually selling our devices, and we just provide it to them. Our focus on the short term is single-family homes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, a fantastic last question for a fantastic last picture. Join me in thanking Gonzalo Garcia from Therminer. Fantastic.